Good morning, church. How are we doing? Doing good this morning. I'm doing good this morning. Second service, the first one was great, and this one feels great as well. Good. So, as Matthew said, we're starting a new series, and this new series is called Part to Play. You might guess what that means is, yes, I'm going to say to you this morning, you have a part to play. Here at Life Church, we say that our slogan is, we are a family on mission. So when you are in a family, everyone has a part to play. If someone in a family is the only person who does all the cleaning, all the cooking, earning the money, paying the bills, caring for people, in the first service, someone just did it like this. That's me. No one did it. Is there anyone here that feels like that? That is very overwhelming, and it's not healthy. When someone is the person who does everything, takes all the responsibility, and do all the things that a family needs to run, that is not healthy or sustainable. But then it's a very different picture when we share the load, when everyone take part, when everyone do what they need to do. In our house, we share like all the jobs and everything. So my husband, for example, he's responsible for the laundry, so he does all the laundry, and he does the ironing. Let me tell you, when he's away, I don't mind doing the laundry, because it's like, you put in the washing machine, have to hang a few bits, dryer, fine. But I hate, and I know as Christians we shouldn't use much of that word, but I hate ironing. So when he's away, what I do is I do the laundry because he's not home, like this week, he's not here today. I get everything that needs to be ironed, and he goes behind the door in the spare room for when he's back so he can do it. I've heard recently he has asked his mom to help him with that. So he's doing delegation, right? Good leaders delegate. So he's trying to delegate these things. But he does that. So if I had to do everything, including that, our family wouldn't be happy or healthy, because I told you I hate ironing. He's also the person who runs our finances. In our house, we share everything. So he doesn't make any single financial decision by himself. Running it doesn't mean he makes all of our financial decisions where our money goes. We make all the decisions together as a couple, but he runs the spreadsheet. He runs the budget. He just goes do all the math. And my job is just every day at the end of the day, I just send him, this is what I spent today, so he can put in every single column with budget for this, for that, for that. And then he just tells me towards the end of the week, this budget, this area here, we need to slow down a bit. We're nearly going over budget. This area, we have already gone over budget. He does it brilliantly. If I had to do that, our finances would not be bad, because I'm good with money, but it would not be so well looked after and so organized how he does. But then I take the place, so I do most of the cleaning. I'm a Brazilian. Brazilians are quite clean freak. So one, I enjoy cleaning. Yes, you might not believe me, I do. I love cleaning. Second, he doesn't do it as well as I do. So I'm okay with him doing the finances, sitting down the computer, and me doing not most of the cleaning. He cleans the bathroom every other week. We share that because I also don't really like bathroom, but he doesn't do it as well as I do. So we had to share. You see, in a healthy family, we share the load. Everyone contributes. Everyone takes part. My daughter Grace is only 3 years old. I started training her this week to say, you go and make your bed. And the first day she just looked at me, no, Mum, you do it. If you know her, you could really picture she's saying that. And it was with the little finger, no, Mummy, you do it. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. It's your bed. You slept in it. You need to make the bed. And she was like, no, I'm not. It's like, so it's going to stay how it is. Your room is going to be that mess. And then she looked, okay. And she went. She didn't do it perfectly, specifically it's in my standards, but she did. Which is, we're trying to teach her from a young age, you're not in this family to just watch what's going on. You're part of a family and you have something to do. You have to contribute to what's happening here. And church, let me say to you, that is the same truth for church. Sometimes we have a consumer mindset. You come to church and you sit down and you want to listen and you want to hear to the worship, you want to be led in prayer, and sometimes you like the preach, sometimes you don't, and you leave and you complain that the preach was not good enough or the worship was too loud and all that. And then we go home, just consuming. Just give it to me. I'm going to come, I'm going to consume, and a lot of the time, the consumers also complain a lot about what they are consuming. But we need to shift the mindset from consumer to contributor. Because in church, every single person has a part to play. Every single one has something to contribute to what is happening, to what God is doing through our church. And this series is all based in our value of participation that says, we all have a part to play, and so we invite everyone to contribute generously. I love that, it's generously, through serving, financial giving, missional opportunities, and ministering to others. Today I want us to focus on serving. The following weeks, you might guess, we're going to look into the other areas of how we participate in those areas. And how do we shift from what can I get to what has God given to me that I can give as church? And I love that. I would love us to read from Romans, what Paul says. We're going to read from Romans 12. We're going to look into 3 to 6, but I'm going to break it down. So we're going to read 3. Paul starts like this. For by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment, in accordance with the faith God had distributed to each of you. You see, before Paul keeps going and he talks about what we need to do, he talks about look inwards first. So before you go doing, we look inward first. And I think what Paul is saying here, he's saying, don't look at yourself as higher than anyone else. Don't look at yourself as better than anyone else. And he says, look at yourself with sober judgment. And I think for so many times we read that verse and we think, I just need to be humble. And being humble means, Paul is telling me, don't think of yourself higher than anyone else. So everyone should be better than me. And everyone is better than me. God has given other people a gift, but not me. But what Paul is saying here is not that. Paul is not telling you to go and throw a pity party and say, look at me, how humble I am. I'm not good at anything. I don't have any gifts. God has given it to other people. Because that type of humility is false humility. But what Paul is saying for sober judgment, what he's saying is sober judgment means I don't overestimate myself. I don't underestimate myself. I see myself accurately through God's grace. Through humility is agreeing with God and saying, God, this is the person you made. These are the gifts you're giving me, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to see myself through your eyes. So when I look at myself through God's eyes, I'm not better than you. We're all equals. You see that? Because God sees us everyone equally. He loves us everyone equally. So Paul is basically saying, hey, see yourself through God's eyes. Do some sober judgment, because you might be thinking that you are better than others, but you might be also living in false humility and trying to be the smaller person, but God has not created you like that. So Paul is basically saying to us, who God created you to be. What the gifts God has given you. And I'm going to steward that. You see, Paul continues and he says in verse 4, for just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function. See, a body has different members. What Paul is saying in here is difference is not a problem. It's God's design. God has made us all different with different gifts. Every single one of us has something that came from him to build his body, to build his church. When you think about a body, I always think about what is the most incredible part of your body? And you might think, I don't know if you agree with me, for me, like, my brain, I always go between brain and heart because you always feel like if my heart stops, everything stops. But also, if my brain stops, nearly everything else stops. So let's go for the brain, right? Because the brain is what kind of controls you. So my brain right now is telling me to hold this mic, to walk around, and to say what I'm saying. So I think my brain is the most important part. And then thinking about the body, I try to think, okay, if I was in a situation in which I would have to choose which body part I'm going to get rid of, what am I going to get rid of? And then I thought, my big toe. You know, I don't like feet. My big toe is ugly. And no one would notice. If you get rid of your big toe and you always wear shoes, like closed shoes, no one would notice. So I thought, my big toe. I would get rid of my big toe. But then I was like, okay, but let me just see, like, why do we have big toes? Why has God made us with big toes that usually, I've never ever met anyone who has a beautiful big toe. Why did God do that? When you look into your big toe, it's the toe that it's one of the members of your body that carry the most weight, that can support the most weight in your body. It's what gives you balance. So if you don't have your big toes, you're starting losing your balance. It's what if you want to run or if you want to walk, it's the member of your body that gives you the strength to go. You see runners a lot of the time, like how they stop, they get the push to go, the strength with the big toe. So I thought, I might not want to do that. And you see, sometimes we think about ourselves like that. But God has made us in a way, and every single part of the body matters. You see, God has given you a gift that if you're coming to church on a Sunday morning and just sitting down and watching what's going on and not taking part, not playing your part, it's affecting the people around you. You see how if I don't have my big toe, it affects the whole of my body. Not just my feet, it affects the whole of my body. You see, it's like when we say maybe some things are not that important. You come to church and you think, look at these big things. Why do we need all this? Like, we could do with less people serving if we have less stuff, if we did things much simpler. It's like if you tell me, the video person, the live stream person that controls the screen, they're not that important. Oh, they turn it off. You can't see. Not help you. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help me either because I can see what's on the screen over there. See how they are important? How when they turn it off, it didn't just affect me, but it affects all of us. And it's the same if you say to me, okay, I get that. It's like, it's cool to have that. Why do we need a sound engineer? Like, could we not just do much simpler with just a mic? Why? If we don't have someone back there who knows how to mix things, who knows how to do things, you can't hear me. Because one person at the back made the decision to not do their job, or he did, muted me, but you know what I mean. Everyone else, every single person in this room was affected by him. When you don't play your part in the body of Christ, the part God has given to you, and let me tell you, the part that God has given to you, no one else here can fulfill. It's yours. When you don't play your part, look at the person next to you. They're affected by it. The person behind you is affected by it. The person in front of you is affected by it. Let me tell you, not just them, the whole church community is affected by you deciding that you're going to sit down, not use the gifts and the talents that God has given you. And He has. You might tell me, I don't think I have. Let me tell you, you have. God has put in something from Him in all of us. We are most fulfilled when we are most fruitful. You know, sometimes we live life without knowing, but what is my purpose? I feel like a bit empty. I come and I worship and I do this, and it's just like, it's empty. When we are fruitful, when we give out there what God has given us, that fulfills your heart, that fulfills you. Serving doesn't diminish you. It forms you. It shapes you to be someone more like Jesus. And I think the danger when we start serving that we can go into is, and I've been very challenged preparing this preach, is we start using the language, I serve for God, instead of I serve with him. Let me tell you, we don't serve for God. Because when we serve for God, things are heavy. The weight comes. Tiredness kicks in. When you serve for God, I'm just doing this for God, your intentions are not in the right place. Let me tell you, if you can tell me it's for God, and the tiredness, stress, weight, all comes on your shoulder. But do you see the difference when someone tells you, can you do this for me? To the difference of, can you do it with me? The load is shared. And I love how Matthew puts it. And the message version for me is the best on this. Because when we serve with Jesus, it comes out of relationship with him. And this is Jesus saying, and you might want to even close your eyes and picture Jesus asking that to you. If you're serving, and if serving has become a weight, are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me, and you will recover your life. I will show you how to take a real rest. Then I love this. Walk with me. Work with me. Watch how I do it. You see the difference when you're doing something for God and when you're doing with him. Jesus is saying, walk with me. Walk with me. And Jesus even says, watch how I do it. Let me tell you, if you do that and if you watch how he does it, you're not going to get it wrong. So many times we get it wrong in the areas we're serving because we're doing it our own way. We've not asked Jesus, how would you do it? How do you do it? It's not coming out of a relationship with him. It's coming out of my own strength, of my own knowledge, of my own abilities, instead of being Jesus. Come with me. Walk with me. Watch how I do it. And Jesus goes in this passage and says, learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. But you see, keep company with me. It's a regular thing. It's not when you make the decision to serve, you say, okay, watch, good, I'm going to go now. Jesus says, just keep company with me. And you will learn to live freely and lightly. When we do things for Jesus, burden comes on our shoulders. When we do with him, he just says, walk with me. You see, I really admire our worship team. Our worship team has to get here. They come on Wednesday to practice, and they are the first ones here on a Sunday morning. They get here at 7:30 on a Sunday morning. Right? That's very early. You can imagine what time they need to get up, to get ready, all that. On a Sunday. Let me tell you the difference of someone who is serving for God and serving with God on that team. For God is, oh my goodness, I have to wake up so early again. Oh my goodness, this is me again. Oh, I'm so tired. Why do we have to do this? Why? When we're doing something with Jesus, we go from, I'm doing this for you, to doing with you. It becomes a privilege. What a privilege I have to wake up early, to have to get to church earlier, so we can practice and I can help lead the community in worshiping, to worship you, Jesus. What a difference that makes. We have teams that you see do things here, but we have what we call our invisible teams, like our incredible cleaning team. You never see them because they come on a Saturday. Saturday morning, they come to clean the church. And someone who would join that team and is just doing for God, serving for God, will be like, oh, come on, it's me again. Or look at the situation look at the state of this toilet. Come on, how much rubbish is on the floor? Oh, there's another stain on the carpet. But someone who comes and is doing it with Jesus and say, Jesus, come on, come with me. Show me how you do it. You will look and be like, oh my goodness, I need to clean this toilet. Yes, I'll do it because it's with you, Jesus. It's for your glory. And someone might walk here tomorrow morning and look at the toilet and think, wow, you call this the house of God and it's very well kept. Wow, I walked in and everything was very clean and tidy. Can you imagine if we didn't have our cleaning team? Do you know all the rubbish that stays on the floor? It would be here the following week. It was the same like what we looked with the screens and so many other things. If we didn't have a hospitality team to welcome people, that is one of our values, and people always talk about how welcoming our community is. The thing is, the value in how you serve is not about if you are seen or not. The person who leads worship here, who preaches, has the same value as the person who cleans a toilet when you do it with Jesus for his glory. So let me tell you, everyone has a part to play. All of us have a part to play. And I love Paul continues and he said, we have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. Grace comes before gifting. You see, Paul says that because what Paul is telling us is, you don't serve so God will love you more. You don't serve so you're going to earn a place in God's mission. You already are. You already loved. You already have a part and a place to play in God's mission. It depends on you to do that. We serve not because we want to earn something from God, but because it's a privilege to take part on God and what he's doing. The question is, God, what are you doing? How can I join in? God, what are you doing in our church community? God, what are you doing through our cleaning team on a Saturday, through our youth team on a Friday? God, what are you doing? How can I join in with you? You know, as Life Church, we are clear about who we are. We are family on mission to welcome people home to God, to raise fully devoted followers of Jesus, to bring transformation to our neighbors, our nation, and the nations. This is who we are. This is the vision God has given us. This is what we set ourselves to do. The vision is too big for just a few. The mission is too big for just Pete and Bryony or just another few that sometimes you see the current ones, always the same ones serving in everything. The mission is too big. And it's too important for some of us decide to just sit down and watch what's going on. It's big. And the great thing is, we can only do it if we all do it together. And it's too important for you, for me to decide to just come and sit down and just watch what God is doing and not take part on it. God, He never waited for people to be ready. God's not waiting for you to be ready. God never really works through people that just say, I'm ready. He works through people that are willing and available. You don't need to be ready. You don't need to have everything figured out. Just say, God, if it's with you, I can do it. Help me. With you, I will serve in this or in that area. I'm available. And do you know when is the time? The time is not when life is all sorted out. The time is not when you have more time on your hands. The time is not when everything is okay. The time is here and it's right now. There is a part for you to play that it's right now. And if you're not playing that part, look at our church community. Everyone is being affected because you decided to not play your part. For bigger or smaller you think your part might be, everyone gets affected. But also, when everyone serves, everyone grows. When everyone serves, church becomes healthier. People encounter Jesus through ordinary service. You know, Paul's instructions is simple. You have a gift, use it. When? Right now, where God has placed you. Not someday. Church, we're talking about these things that I'm talking about serving. Let me tell you, it's not just to fulfill a rota. It's not just because God is understaffed or God needs us. God doesn't need us. We have the privilege to play a part in the mission, in what He is doing. And in Life Church, we're very clear that we are family on mission. It's not about fulfilling a rota. It's becoming the church God has designed us to be. A family on mission, where everyone belongs, but also where everyone contributes. What God might be asking you to step in. What would it change if you just stopped attending church and started being church? What would change? What would it change in the person next to you? What would it change in your life? What would it change in our church community, in our neighbors, the nation, the nations? If you just stop, decide, okay, God, I'm going to stop attending church and I'm going to become church. Let us not just come and admire the body of Christ. Let's be it. You're part of the family. And someone might be a bit tired and overwhelmed or carrying too much because you decided that you're not doing your part. It's not about being fair or unfair, but let me tell you, you're missing it. You're missing the privilege that it is to say, God, wow, you are letting me take part on your mission. So to do that today, we're going to have an opportunity for people to sign up to serve. And you can serve on a Sunday Teams, but there's also many other ways that you can serve. Let me tell you, if you don't know, if you feel like, but I don't have any gifts, come forward. Come and sign a volunteer form and say, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know which team I could be part of. We want to help you. Don't let that stop you to decide to serve. We can help you. But to do that, I would love to invite our incredible team leaders, people that to come to the front, people that work week in and week in out to sort a team, to recruit people, to do rotas, to sort when someone says, on a Sunday morning at 7 a.m., sorry, I can't be there. They are the ones here. These are incredible people, faithful people serving our church. You can clap them. Church would not happen without these people. Come this way, Matt. So what I'd love to do when we finish, outside you're going to have an opportunity to sign up to serve. But I just wanted to give people an opportunity to tell us you have a face. So when you go out, if you already know where you want to serve, you know the face you're looking for. But also some ways that we can serve. So Marina tells us, which team do you represent?
I have the privilege of heading up the communion team.
And if people want to serve on communion, what is somehow the commitment?
Okay. We have communion twice a month. So the Friday before communion, we meet and we fill. We serve communion on a Sunday morning. And then we wash up the Thursday after.
Great. So it's not every week?
No, it's not every week. And if people can just serve on a Sunday, that would be amazing.
Great. Natalie, what team do you represent?
I'm very lucky to lead the cafe team.
Make good coffee.
Absolutely. And it's a great team to be on, so it helps you to get to know people in the community as well. So, yeah.
So if people want to serve in the cafe, when is it?
Sunday morning.
Not so early, like the wash.
Not so early. No, 10 o'clock. Not too bad.
Do people need to know how to make good coffee?
No, they don't. We can train them, or there are other roles on the team that are also important.
Great. So see? Lara, tell us, what about you?
I have the honour of leading up the hospitality team. So we are in our blue T-shirts, we are the people in the car park who will welcome you when you first arrive, all the way through to ensuring you can find a seat in a busy service. So we are here on a Sunday for both services, but a fabulous team, especially if you're new to the life of the church here. It's a great way of meeting people and getting to know and really kind of establishing some really good friendships.
Great. You basically just need to know how to smile and say good morning. So everyone here does, don't they? Matthew, what about you?
The production team, yeah. We get to teach people how to press fun buttons.
And if someone is thinking, oh, sounds interesting, but I have no knowledge.
It's all good. We show you how to do everything, and it's a lot simpler than it looks.
Exactly. So you have training. Hayley, what about you?
Worship team and media team.
Okay.
Yes.
So what does worship, the commitment then is?
Yeah, so Wednesday evenings, if you're on the rota, hopefully you serve once a month. Sometimes you might need to do a bit more, but we're trying not to make that a thing. So you would be here on a Wednesday evening for a rehearsal and then Sunday morning.
Great. And what about the media team?
Media team is just Sunday mornings and currently just one service as well.
Great. So good with a phone. Know how to do stories, basically, right? Yeah. On Instagram, if you don't know where you do stories. Christine, what about you?
Cleaning. Yay! We clean on a Saturday morning. There are 4 teams, so it's once a month. But also, if you can't do Saturday, you could do during the week on a Tuesday. And that's about, it ranges 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock on a Saturday as well. And everybody can clean, really. You can all, you know what I mean? It's great. It's great team building.
Yeah, and you guys not just clean, you sit together.
We sit together afterwards, get to know each other, support each other. And on my team, you get cake.
Oh, people are going to go and say, I want to sign up, but only if I'm on Christine's team. All the teams that lead on Saturday, you need to up your business. Mark, what about you?
So I'm representing the facilities team, not leading it, but facilities team, you could be on the rota once a month only. It's the team that get the power of having the keys. So it's the one that stands at the cafe at about 1:30, just rattling next to you. Like, go home for goodness sake.
It's time to go. Great. Lynn said earlier, if you like padlocks and keys, join the facility teams. I have the privilege of leading the young adults and students ministry. So if you want to get involved in any way with our young adults or students, please come and talk to me. We also have our youth leader. She's currently leading youth upstairs, which is Anna. Anna is a blonde lady, and she is from Northern Ireland, and she's a very Northern Irish strong accent. So if you don't know who Anna is, just try to listen for that. And our kids team as well. That is also on Sundays. I know people don't serve every Sunday. And the person who leads the kids team is Paula, which the best way to describe it is a lot of people think we are either sister or we are the same person. So Paula looks a bit like me, but she's wearing a purple t-shirt, which I never do. So that will be an easy way to point out. So why don't we thank our incredible team leaders, people that serve us so well. Yeah, so after the service, you can go chat to people, find a bit more. And if you don't know any of these that you think you could fit in, fill a form and we'll help you figure it out. Shall I pray first? God, we thank you. We thank you that you are on a mission. God, you carry the mission. God, Jesus, you are building your church. But we get the privilege to step in and with you, side by side, serve and take part on what you're doing, what you're up to, God. Help us to remember that you have given us gifts and talents so we can bless others. God, help us to find out and to do and to play the part that you have given us to play. We thank you for the privilege we have to serve you with you, God. Amen.